You've tuned in to Holistic Healthline, your direct line to good health, with Dr. Jansen and the wellness team from the Tree of Life Wellness Center in Seekonk, Mass. Call Dr. Jansen now with your health questions at 866-920-9455. 866-920-9455. The opinions expressed on Holistic Healthline are strictly those of the host, guest, and callers. The information is not intended to replace the advice of your medical practitioner. Now, your direct line to good health, Holistic Healthline.
And welcome to Holistic Healthline, your direct line to great health. I'm Jane Jansen with Peter Morrell and Dr. Wim Jansen. And we strive to bring you information to stay as healthy and well as possible. And this time of year, it is crucial. I can't say that enough. It is crucial because cold and flu season has already begun. It peaks in January, February, so we got a long haul to go. And last year it went right through to April. So we got a long haul to go.
It's also the time of year when, the fresh vegetables, we get into the beginning of summer, and through the summer we got the fresh vegetables and, great nutritional just in our fresh foods, but now, this time of year, that stuff's starting to dwindle.
Yeah, kids are going back to school, schedules are getting busier, all this sort of stuff is going on, so our nutritional needs kind of go down the tubes. So we have an expert on all of this who is going to help us stay healthy and well and keep our immune health in particular, combating those flu viruses and other little nasty germs that are out there. We have Michael Schwartz, who is an author, lecturer, and holistic nutritional consultant who is educated in the workings of the mind as it relates to the creation of our own personal physical reality. Working with universal principles, Michael was able to change the course of his life, leading to many benefits and experiences, including the founding of his natural supplements company, Michael's Naturopathic Programs, in 1984. Michael is our guest today. Hey, welcome to Holistic Healthline.
Good morning, and I made it this time.
Yeah, we're so glad. We're so happy because this is a crucial time of year for everybody. And in the previous hour, we were talking about how people can't just use the flu vaccine as their safeguard for it all, because studies are showing that they start losing their effectiveness within 28 days of getting that initial flu shot. So we need a foundation to keep our bodies healthier so that we don't succumb. And
Absolutely.
We want you to help us out with that. So how do we create a core foundation so that we have stronger immune systems?
Well, it all begins with the diet, first and foremost, because your diet, you are what you eat. So we'll go there and we'll live on that cliche and move forward. All of the food that you eat should be organically grown, because the more that you bring in conventionally grown food, and I don't care who's selling it, the more you bring in conventionally grown food, the more your immune system has to work at trying to keep you healthy. Because what happens with conventional food is that the chemicals that are in the food will actually end up corrupting your cells. And when it corrupts the cells, then your immune system, one of its jobs is to prevent corruption. So the immune system must go around the body like the INS and say, do you belong here? Let me see your identity card. And if there's not, then they try to destroy the cells that are now considered to be non-self cells. So having a strong immune system is absolutely essential. So one of the things that I always try to do with all of my clients is get them on a good, solid, foundational, multiple vitamin. And I don't want to call it a one a day because that's just a joke. You can't get everything you need in one tablet. It just can't be done. And so there really is a need for a good, solid, multiple vitamin. And I'm not talking Centrin. I'm not talking any of the whole food kind of products either. Philosophically, they're wonderful. I love the philosophy. But as a practitioner, there's not enough nutrients in there for me ever to get any results with a client, let alone a client maintain health during extremely stressful times. And we're living in stressful times and moving into a stressful part of the season. So a good multiple is a key.
Why, can you step back just a second? Why can't you do the one a day? Like, because that's what everybody wants. That's their thing. They don't want to take a bunch of pills 3 times a day. They want one a day. Why can't you do that?
Well, you can do it, just it's not going to be adequate.
And the pill is going to be like, the size of a, couch cushion.
Yeah, if you need a one a day that's going to give you everything you need, then just get used to swallowing a golf ball.
And now we often say that the children, lovely little children that are out there that have gone back to school and mingling with other lovely little children are like the germ factories that are spreading a lot of these germs that are out there. So it's equally important for children to have foundational nutrients. Because let's face it, today everybody's fast-paced, running all over the place, trying to get the kids here from school and then over to the after-school activities or sports or whatever, and it seems like nutrition has kind of fallen to the wayside.
Absolutely has. We don't really have any respect for our bodies or our health. Like everything else in America, we take things for granted, and in reality, we don't wake up to the possibility that we could lose everything, including our health, especially our health, if we don't take care of it. And people don't take care of it. They buy into the marketing and advertising of the food companies. I mean, I watch the commercials, and it's amazing that people live to be in their 70s based on the food that they're consuming and being programmed to take drugs. And I was listening to one of the drugs yesterday, and aside from being fatal, which a lot of them had that as a side effect, and then they tell you to call your physician should you actually experience any of these side effects.
Hard to call if it's fatal.
Well, I think you have to call from the other side.
I'm sorry, that just popped in
my
head.
It blows me away. I don't think people, and that's why they have such great imagery, because people don't listen to the side effects. And if they did, and they still ask their doctor, oh, please, I need to be on this product, it's going to save my life. No, the drugs are going to kill you, because they are as bad as the chemicals, because the drugs are chemicals, we just give them a different name, but they're as bad as the chemicals in the food. They are corrupting cells, and 90% of the time, all the drugs do is alleviate the symptom. Has nothing to do with healing. You want to be healthy, then you need vitamins, minerals, and organic food.
Now, you make different formulas for adults, teenagers, and, smaller children. Why?
Well, actually, when I came into the health food industry, before I ever started my own company, I came into the industry, I guess now almost 42 years ago, and I'm a loyal company man. Even today, I'm loyal. I take Michael's products all the time. And so back then, my wife and I was on my company's multiple, and it kept making my wife sick. Too much B vitamins, too high. So I decided I would make a formula for her and a formula for myself. So I actually introduced the concept of gender vitamins into today's marketplace, and I guess we could thank my wife for that. And then because I had a boy and a girl, I figured, well, if I'm already doing it for her and I, we might as well do it for the kids as well. So I ended up creating the preteen, teen, and male and female multiple vitamins across the board.
Michael, we got to take a quick break, and if everybody hangs on, lots more to ask him. We're going to pick his brain about how to stay healthy this winter with the flu coming on us. We'll be back in a moment with Holistic Healthline, your direct line to great health.
Now back to Holistic Healthline, your direct line to good health.
Come on without, come on within. You will not see nothing like the mighty wind.
And welcome back to Holistic Healthline, your direct line to great health. And our guest, Michael Schwartz, who is an author, lecturer, and holistic nutritional consultant. And we're talking about multivitamins and how important it is to keep our core foundation up at peak level during this time of year. Again, so many parents today, unfortunately, because they're rushing around, you see prepackaged foods, skipping of meals, fast food pickups. The nutrition this time of year particularly drops down, and is this the importance of why multis should be a base foundation? And are there specific nutrients you think should be included in a multivitamin?
Oh, absolutely. And actually, a multi is just the beginning. What people don't do and they should do is take a separate immune product. And the key ingredient, there are two key ingredients to me, and I'll explain both. One, maybe three. Well, maybe four, no. Actually, when you think about a multiple, everything should be in there. Your A, your D, your E, your C, and all of your B vitamins. The key to a super immune health, vitamin A, more than any other nutrient. And I listen to the ads, and I love some of those companies, especially Kyolic, really good stuff. However, as a practitioner, my rule of thumb when I had my practice, today my practice is more mind-body. If you're unwilling to look at the emotional component, I don't want to be bothered. It's the truth of things.
Yeah,
From my point of view, all diseases begin between the ears, and on some level, so does the cure. But there has to be an understanding. But going back to the vitamin A, that was number one. Number two would be pantothenic acid, and I'll explain it. Number three would be vitamin C. So here's the deal. Vitamin A, more than any other nutrient, is the best for the immune system. And I will say this, that one of my products I created for my children. And my kids are now in their 40s, and they've never been to a doctor's office. We've been to the emergency room, don't misunderstand me, okay? Kids growing up,
yes.
Biking, dirt biking, skateboarding. Anyway, never been to a doctor's office. And even my wife and I, and we're seniors, I'm not going to give out ages, but we're seniors, and no meds. How do we do it? Supplements. So vitamin A, every mucous membrane that you have that's exposed to the environment is nurtured by vitamin A. That's number one. So it's your first line of defense. Number two, vitamin A goes to your thymus gland, and there it matures your T cells to go out and do battle with an invading force. So I tell people, and I've done this, to take up to 300,000 units of vitamin A a day just for 3 days. And at the end of 3 days, if you're still alive, because I'll tell you that story, if you're still here, you won't be sick from anything. And the reason there's a story behind that is because I was doing a training for pharmacists, and I had said this thing, and a guy came up to me at the end and said I was irresponsible, I'm going to kill people, giving them that much vitamin A, it's going to shut down their liver. And, he said, you'll never speak here again. So the next year I was back, I did my presentation, guy comes up to me and says, do you remember me? And I said, no, sir. He said, I'm the guy that chewed you out last year about the vitamin A. And me being who I am, I said, yes, I do remember you. I couldn't sit for a week. Then he goes on to tell me, he says, my wife started to catch a cold and started to get sick. I gave her the vitamin A the way you recommended it, and I got to tell you, I owe you an apology.
Very good.
Vitamin A is just fabulous. Pantothenic acid, its role, aside from becoming betaine hydrochloride and pantothenone and all the other thing it does, is that it supports your adrenal glands. And what stress does is it taxes the adrenal glands. And when the adrenal glands begin to falter, your blood pressure goes up, i.e. we've got millions of people on hypertension. We now got kids on hypertension and high cholesterol meds because of the Great American Diet. The other thing that happens with the adrenal exhaustion is your immune system falters. So everything that your immune system can hold at bay. So here's a clue for all of everybody listening. If your allergies are flaring up, if your candida's flaring up, if your acne's flaring up, if you've got indigestion, these are typical signs. I mean, somebody comes into me and tells me that I know immediately they do not have enough pantothenic acid in their multiple vitamin, or they're not taking vitamins at all, and their adrenal glands are under an enormous amount of stress. And vitamin C also works with the adrenal glands. And vitamin C has so many things. I mean, you could do a whole show on vitamin C all by itself.
Sure.
So those are my three go-to vitamins. In fact, I have them in one of my formulas for what they do. I mean, my kids have never had an antibiotic. Don't believe in them. In fact, I don't believe in any of the drugs. I think I'm more inclined to listen to the side effects just so I can help clients get off of the damn things, because the drugs, there's a place for medicine in our society, and it's a wonderful field, and they do some miraculous things, but the pharmaceutical companies have a different agenda. So I'm not drug. So vitamin A, a good multiple, a good immune thing. Now, other things you could do for the immune would be your mushrooms, the cordyceps, the shiitake, the maitake, astragalus. There's so many different things that you can do for the immune system. In addition to what those other products we're talking about.
How about minerals? Do you find them to be lacking in the American diet?
Oh, my God. Are they ever? If your people listening have leg aches, back aches, charley horses, spasms, TMJ, restless leg, insomnia, growing pains, yeah, they need minerals. You know, because, and this goes back to the one-a-day concept. Well, I'm taking a one-a-day. I don't need anything else, and I'm eating the American diet. Why should I need anything else? Oh, I got a heart attack at 50. I got arthritis at 47. I don't understand. So what the deal is that lost that whole train of thought.
Well, let's come back to first vitamins and minerals. How are they different? What's the difference between a vitamin and a mineral?
Fabulous question. A vitamin technically is considered to be a coenzyme because your body runs on enzymes and proteins. A mineral, and that's where we were, a mineral is a cofactor. Although magnesium is involved in enzymatic processes, probably, I think the last I read was like 10,000 different processes. But your minerals are more, I look at them as light switches. That's why I listed that litany of problems, because they're predominantly muscular. So your minerals, not only are they builders, but they are considered to be cofactors and facilitators. And you're right, the American people, because if they're taking a multiple of one a day, and they look, I'm getting 62 milligrams of calcium, and I'm getting 15 milligrams of magnesium. No, you need about 1,500 calcium and about 750 to 1,000 magnesium. Plus, what about iron and zinc and manganese and molybdenum and chromium? You know, the detoxification system, and I think I'm the only company that does this, but the detoxification system requires iron, zinc, manganese, molybdenum. And if we did not have an ongoing detoxification system, we would become septic and die. And when you take a look at people and you see how young people are aging, even older people aging way before our years, it's because the detoxification, one, because of the garbage diet, but two, because they're not getting enough minerals. They don't buy separate minerals, and they should. And minerals should be taken at night. That way you'll get rid of the insomnia and the restless leg and the sleep tossing and turning. You'll sleep better. And you need those minerals for the detoxification system. So there you go.
Michael, unfortunately, we're running out of time. Quick question. How can people get more information about Michael's naturopathic formulas, as well as, what it is about you? Because let's face it, you're, one of the pioneers of all of this. And obviously, other companies are kind of, taking your information and running with it. So you've given everybody else a head start here. So how can people get more information?
Well, there's two ways. One is michaelshealth.com, and the other, because I'm an egotistical maniac, but I'm trying to be humble with it. The other is michaelschwartzauthor.com. And there they can find my books, because there's two fundamental cliches about excellent health. We are what we eat, and the other part, the really hard part, is we are what we think. And unless you understand yourself to some degree, again, I'll go back to all diseases begin between the minds. They're the result of an emotional conflict. If you can understand the conflict, you can expedite the healing.
And I just want to let anybody know, if you didn't get that information, you can always call the Tree of Life Wellness Center, and we'll gladly give it out to you. I want to thank you so much for coming on today and helping us to navigate this cold and flu season with a stronger foundational core. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, and I really love your music and your show. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.
You too. You all take care. Be well.
Bye-bye. And if you have questions about your health, give us a call, 1-866-920-9455. I'm going to mention also some of the great formulas. Talk a little bit about that, made by Naturopathic, Michael's Naturopathic formulas. So we'll be back in just a little bit. You're listening to Holistic Healthline, your direct line to great health.